when you are at the track, do you prefer to get photos or videos at the track or in the pits or on the road? Kind of what's your favorite out of those? Because I know everybody tries to do a little bit of each.
Welcome to episode 116 of the Drag Driver Pete Show presented by Summit Racing. Tonight is Mania.
But yeah, no, for me, it's definitely like the street stuff on Dragon Drive specifically. It's the street stuff, man. It's the memorable part for a lot of people is the drives. You know, racing's racing, but what happens on the road doesn't always happen. Especially when you're driving around a race car on the street. You know, there's so many unique opportunities for really cool photos. And then right in line with that is definitely the pits. Again, because racing's racing. Not a lot. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff that happens on the track itself. However, for Dragon Drive specifically, all the special moments for the most part are in the pits and on the street. So those are definitely my two favorite. The track it's kind of like a checkbox for me for the most part. Like there's obviously some cool moments, people get excited, cool stuff happens on the racetrack itself. However, all the special moments, in my opinion, are on the street and in the pits. So that's where I like to spend a lot of my time.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
We love them all, everywhere, don't matter where, because what we do is we try to explain a story to someone that wasn't there.
It's a good way to put it, too.
Yeah, there's nothing quite like hanging out of a van, filming or shooting photos while you're doing probably above the speed limit, trying to chase these guys down. And then the other side of it's just, for me, it's the burnout box because you get the best seat in the house to watch the racing.
That's true as well.
I think I'm with Chris. I think I'm with Chris on this one. Like, the rollers are a lot of fun hanging out the side of moving vehicles, shooting pics of cars rolling down the street, towing the trailers, like that's top tier. And I really like the pit stuff too, because I can catch pictures of people, they may not know I'm taking their picture, and you show moments behind the scenes that not everybody gets to see or witness.
Yeah, I love the pit stuff.
Yeah, I mean, 100% with Chris. Pits are big, streets. I love the Route 66 drive. And I haven't been on enough of and Cassie's right. I mean, if it's not in a Dragon Drive perspective, the streets, I will skip half the racing to just go hang out at a route stop and wait. But yes, for other things, I love the wheelies. But I say I'm a big fan of the Dragon Drive burnouts. I'll say that. Just hanging out at that block party. I mean, everyone's there and it's like a chain reaction. One burnout, everyone's doing burnouts, all that. Rollers, big fan of the street stuff.
Yeah, the street burnouts are definitely the best. They are so much fun.
And not a little one. I mean, full send it down the whole road.
Absolutely. And it's the best when you can shitbag your Dragon Drive friends into doing it just because you have a camera.
Yeah.
Oh, love that. When you're standing in the ditch next to the road, you're like,
yeah, absolutely.
You could.
Don't get
I'm telling you, that's how you activate a trailer burnout. You just point your camera at a Dragon Driver, and they're like, I got to do a burnout. That guy's taking a picture.
Absolutely.
I'm mostly at the tracks because I don't have a driver's license, so I have a little bit of trouble, so I need to rely on everyone else. If I have the right people with me, I can do some on the roads also, but mostly at the tracks and in the pits. But I would like to do more outside of the track, follow some cars and do rollers and stuff like that. I mean, I'm in the photos for the technical part also. I mean, taking photos is not just pointing and shooting. You need to know what you're doing a little bit also.
Yeah.
Even though cameras have gone much better than they were before.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know Chris Story likes rollers.
Oh, I love rollers. They're my favorite.
Yeah.
Really, if it's illegal and you shouldn't be doing it, I'm down. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm still looking for a minivan that can open the door, side doors while driving.
Yeah.
Just hang out the window.
Yeah,
I've tried that. Lost a couple of hats.
Yeah.
And some other stuff.
I'd say Jesse and I know about that all too well. So 2 years ago, or 2 or 3 years ago, we were together or whatever up in Canada, and one of the guys we were with had a trailer burnout sign, and we were just hanging out in the ditch trying to get video and stuff, and somebody called the cops on us, and they came over and accused us of coercing people to do burnouts on the street and stunt drive down the road, and it was a lot of fun.
Well, we were also in another country
for that in California for starting street burnouts during Death Week. I got a ticket for it. Yeah, it was
Sounds
cool.
like a real California thing.
It was. Yeah, it was the second ticket I got that trip.
We actually have a rule in Street Week here in Sweden. No burnout on the open roads. during the
That's
Yeah.
boring.
so
Wow.
one year where there was one guy that parked his car in the garage, closed the doors, did a huge burnout in the garage, had to leave the car inside there and go walk out because he couldn't see anything, couldn't breathe. So that's how to do it also.
And that's crazy. That's no fun. That's no fun. Yeah, you guys definitely have some different rules over there.
Yeah.
I think that the police is looking a little bit to the other side.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how long they can go on with this because of some of the cars coming out now.
right?
Yeah,
All right. Go ahead.
I was just going to answer the question. That,
Yeah, hit it.
yeah, so I kind of agree that I love being on the road. One of the things I said earlier was that I get very bored very quickly if I'm just shooting the same thing. So, like, I'm not very good at just sitting out on the line or doing stuff like that. So, having drag and drive and having all these different facets all day long going on, it keeps me very, like, I can scroll out really good and I can keep being productive. So, like, that's really fun. But yeah, being out on the street is my favorite. I found a new way to do rollers by myself, so that's pretty gangster. And and then,
That sounds safe.
I love being able to find good scenes. I love trying to incorporate landscape photography into our shooting of the events. So anytime that we're out somewhere that we have good scenery and I can either do a pan or do some just really cool shot with like the scenery behind and seeing the race cars come through it, those are my favorite. I mean, when I can incorporate that. And then, added bonus, if they do a burnout in that scene, money.
Yeah. The shots you got at Big Sky, bro, man, wow.
Yeah,
Dude,
Big Sky was wild.
It's you literally don't even have to try up there. You just kind of pull your camera out and just start taking pictures, and it's just like, oh, this is cool. But then you start thinking about shots. You start thinking about the sky and like how the clouds are forming over the mountains and like where the sun. It's just like you can start formulating good shots, and then the people up there are great too because you'll start talking to one of the racers and you're like, hey, I need you to park your car right here in the middle of the road, and they're like, okay, and you just get awesome pictures. So it's a lot of fun for sure.
Yeah, real quick, Rich Guido here says, thanks for all you guys do, making us all famous. Appreciate you, dudes.
Dude, Big Rich.
The man.
I appreciate that guy.
Thanks, Canadian Chuck Norris.
Without the races,
Yeah.
we wouldn't be anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was gonna say without cool cars to take pictures of, we would just be people with cameras. So
That'd be weird.
I was geeked the first time I met that guy. He had such a lore around him from all the videos. I was like, damn, that's Canadian Chuck Norris. I'm going to go say hi to him. And he's just the nicest guy ever.
Yep,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Yeah, I would not have expected that. You know what I mean? Like, and he just welcomes you in, big hugs. He's like, come on, and doesn't know a stranger.
Dude.
and his car's immaculate too. Like that thing is so clean. Looks
then
like a normal street runner, and it's fast as shit.
And then you run up with them on the interstate and they're running slightly above the speed limit while you're trying to take rollers of them, and you're like, this is sketchy.
Slightly above the speed limit is not how I would.
Yeah.
Not how I would describe how fast they go.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm just glad Vinny can keep up now, so that's good.
Right? Yeah. Before, I don't know if it would have been safe for you to do that. Now with the V8, you're set, dude.
Yeah, we're good.
All right, we're gonna hit one more question, and then we're gonna do our next ad read. But what is the furthest that you have driven to get to an event?
Does it have to be drive or fly?
Oh, man.
I'd say probably drive.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I think Chris has got us all beat because he went to Alaska.
Yeah, but I didn't do much driving.
Oh yeah, that's fair. You were riding.
Yeah, Phil did 99% of the driving. I have a good one in mind, though, I think.
He was dodging the antelopes and all the animals and wildfires.
Dude, the animals were
Hey,
crazy.
do we count like a single trip?
I would say.
Like, how do we count this? Is it like from home?
Is it one? Is it
Jesse's
one like
still on
the
the
farthest
trip.
distance one way?
Farthest distance one way?
Is it from home to home? Then Jesse wins.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Does 8 months
That's
count?
right. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the longest drive I did was probably Tucson, Arizona to Maryland for World Cup. And I had exactly 48 hours to get there. And that that was a trip. And that was
Oh, I got one
on
coming
the
up.
same run after the Alaska trip. So it was Alaska race week, something else. And then I might have that backwards. I may have that backwards. But yeah, that was definitely the first trip that comes to mind aside from the Alaska trip. That was like the longest single, one-way trip was Tucson to Maryland for World Cup.
That's crazy.
That's all.
It wasn't.
Race.
Yeah.
Yeah, racing for me was probably like I took the burnout truck from Colorado to Bradenton, Florida. That's 27 hours to go do a single burnout. So that one, and that was by myself with a trailer, 17 hours to somewhere like Mississippi, Louisiana border, and 17 hours again. So I did it in 2 legs. That was fun. And the other side is probably race week 2-0 last year. Although we drove to whatever left Kentucky to start, we headed over to Louisiana. So for a work trip, we were a long ways from home. I don't know what that would be straight over. That's probably somewhere in the 17, 18-hour range from home filming that. But like that's a lot of. But let's just go with a drag and drive event. If you go on a Rocky Mountain race week, it's 1,300 miles in 5 days, and you got to go. You're just constantly moving. So those are fun too. It feels like it's in one trip.
Rocky Mountain definitely has that feel. It's like one long day.
Yeah. After day 2 of Rocky Mountain, you have no idea where you're at, what day it is. You just know you're there. Like,
yep.
You just get your paper and hope you don't take a wrong turn somewhere.
Yeah, surrounded by your friends.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, my first Rocky Mountain was like 1.0 last year, and yeah, I was like, man, it was like after like day 3, I'm used to normal just weekend races, and I was like, wait, we still got like just 3 more days of this.
We still have 500 miles to drive. Yeah, that's why I say the weekend stuff is going to ruin people because they're pretty easy. Like especially the circuit, 120, 150 miles a day. And you just do 2 drives. We want people to break off that and then go into like Rocky Mountain or drag week or a sick week or something like that and be like, what the hell
sick
have I
week is
done?
top of photo bucket list.
Yeah, I'll be needing a co-pilot for that too, unless Eric can get that time off early in the year. He's burned a lot of vacation time this year already.
Yeah, I mean, mine resets at the beginning of the year, so possibly.
We'll talk about that for sure. Gary's probably got some long trips.
Yeah, Gary's got some.
Yeah, every trip's a long trip, guys. That's the way it goes. I'd say like one way, like just one single way would be probably from my place to Bradenton, Florida. I'm up above North Dakota. For you guys, I'm in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. But like, I remember I think it was like November, December time, I left my house. I went to Vegas for Streetcar Super Nationals. Then the next weekend, I went to Texas for Truck Fest 2. And then I went to Snowbird Outlaw Nationals. And then I looped back and got PRI on the way home or whatever. But like that trip was what we call in kilometers. It was 10,000 kilometers. So it was about 6,000 miles in like one swoop kind of thing.
What do you drive?
Literally so much epic stuff you did on that trip, right?
Dude.
Like, holy
yeah.
Could you line up more better
the
events to like
checked.
go to in a row? Like that's so sick.
I think I talked to Jesse about this, but in the last year, I've put like 55,000 miles on my cars, like 80,000 kilometers roughly, 80 or 90,000 kilometers. I have a little Jetta. That's what I drive. A 2020 Jetta. I bought it to be fuel efficient on the highway.
Is it diesel?
No, it's a little 1.4 liter turbo gas, but it still gets like 50 miles per gallon.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, nice.
Man,
yeah.
I think longest one-way trip for me was Joplin to Valdosta, Georgia for, what was that, Lights Out 5. And that was like 15 or 16 hours one way.
Yeah, that's a trip, dude.
I feel like every drive of mine's 15 or 16 hours at least.
He's like, that'll get me to the States.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
Jesse?
I gotta do that to get to the border.
Bro, I don't know one way. Shoot.
Jesse doesn't know what one way is. That's the
no. One way was probably on this trip so far. I was down in Arkansas and then went up to Alberta, but I went and hit like 6 national parks along the way. So it kind of took me out of the way. It was 2,800 miles. But if we want to count the entire trip, I'm at over 10,000 on this trip that I'm on currently. So like,
nice.
And I still got another couple thousand. So
right, and you'll be stopping by the house for 2 days. So that like
that's
that
after another that's after another 2,000 miles.
Yeah, that just
like, I gotta drive another 500 tonight. So
man, that's great. All right, well, that's a good segue into us moving on to the next segment. Eric, we need to talk to our race car friends, man. Let's be honest, right? Without race car friends, we can't do this. Guys, want to say thank you for being here. Hit the share button real quick as we jump in here into this show tonight. We've got a lot of great guests on and a lot of people that I wouldn't know if I wasn't in the drag and drive world. So appreciate them. Appreciate our sponsors that make all this possible. Summit Racing, Deech Works, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solutions, Performer Built Transmissions, who we're going to get to hang out with at Hot Rod Drag Week. I can't wait. New Media is about 15 minutes from the shop there. Car Change 3D, who I got to stay with the other night. Power Tube TV, WAF Racing, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk Classifieds. Appreciate them. If you're looking to do some shopping, hit those folks up, see if they got something that you can use for sure.